blame, you mad it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some me, should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some me, should stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these loans feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some me, should stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is another live AMA, where we go over a bunch of updates. Today we have a very special one, as usual, with a guest. A lot of you may know him, love him, remember him, Kirk. So we're going to kick things off with that, but before I introduce him, LA, are you here? I know LA and Bull have been busy. I know even in my voice, you guys might be able to tell. We've been going absolutely nonstop. If you guys even knew half of what we're doing, it's just been literally, 18-hour days the last like 5 days. So anyway, LA, team member LA, and co-host with the most, LA, how are you today?
I'm good. I can tell it's been a long day.
Yes, 100%. I can't even get my words right. So, yeah, we're gonna have to carry each other through this AMA. And Bull Gates, our other team member and co-host, he may be joining us later as well. So, but without further ado, we're gonna kick things off with our very own Kirk. A lot of you may remember him from our academies, but he has started a new project called Speakeasy, and we are rolling out the EMP membership program. Literally after this AMA is over, it will be live. So, Kirk, are you there, brother?
I am. Hey, AJ, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Really good. Happy to have you today, and really excited for some updates. I know I also want to hear you guys have been killing it in terms of exposure to EMP. So, yeah, man, maybe give everybody a fast overview of, what Speakeasy is and why you wanted to do this, and then we'll get into the updates.
Yeah, oh, sure, absolutely. And then just as a note, I don't know if it's super easy for you to do, but I just uploaded like 2 graphics to your Telegram. If it's easy to grab the 2, they have to do with the mint, so I don't need them right this second, but while I'm talking, maybe you can grab them.
All right, perfect, man. I'll get it up on my OBS now. So, yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, everybody. So, yeah, Speakeasy. I will give the shorter version this time than I did the last time when I came over for an AMA, but Speakeasy is basically a weekly ROI contract. Hold on, this is my dog. Shelby, stop. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going to have to take her out of the room. I'm sorry. Hold on one second.
They always seem to want attention right as you start speaking, I swear.
No worries. We love our doggos. So, yeah, bear with us here. Kirk will be right back, and then we'll jump into it here.
Oh, sorry about that. When she starts crying like that, she will not stop.
No worries.
Mine always does squeak toys.
So anyway, so Speakeasy is a an ROI DApp. It's got some similarities to the Detonator project in that it is a locked kind of TVL type of system where you claim rewards, but instead of doing it daily, you do it weekly. And so it's very similar in that. It's also similar to Detonator in that there's a max per wallet of 3x. So in Detonator, it's 3.65x, but in this, it's 3x. So you have some of the same mechanics there, but the main thing that is different between this type of a ROI protocol that we've got set up is the use of NFTs. And we've done this for a couple of reasons in looking at other projects like this and kind of analyzing, what was good about them and why did they ultimately end. And one of the reasons for that, of course, is that especially, when you're giving out an interest rate that would attract a DeFi investor, that's very hard to sustain. Of course, this in the EMP protocol, we know that, and it's great to get what we get for over a year now. So, but these projects that are doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% a day, that's just not sustainable. Particularly if you don't have any revenue source. So we were looking really hard at what could we use for revenue sources. And this contract is a fork of a project called Frost Flakes, which was more of a miner than anything, but changed it around. And I was in that contract and I got to know the dev and was talking to him about potentially taking, he was doing some outside investment to generate revenue to bring back into the protocol, which is what I thought was really interesting about it. And I talked to him about it, and I was actually trying to get him to come into EMP with some of that money. And that didn't work out for a number of reasons. But when the project ended, I said, hey, I still think this is a great idea. Would you be willing to work with me on a project where we were investing in EMP on the backside? And he said yes. And so that's what we really started working on. So the sources of revenue that are generated in Speakeasy are twofold. One is through the sales of NFTs. There are two types. I'll mention those in a minute. And then the second is through earnings in EMP. And as AJ alluded to a minute ago, we have already begun our investment into the EMP protocol. How did we do that? We've done some pre-sales of NFTs that has generated us some capital. And the great thing about these NFTs is that they're not like Defenders or Sentinels in that when you buy them and you hold them, they emit a token reward. What our NFTs do instead is give you an APR bonus boost on what you're putting into the contract. So what does that mean? In essence, that means we're not paying back directly on these NFTs. We're giving a bonus via the NFT. So that means that money that we're collecting for the sale of the NFT, we can put right back into the contract and we can build up a war chest to invest and sustain the project longer. So that's exactly what we're doing. And we're using EMP as the primary driver of our revenue. And so we've got, I think we've got about, I don't know what the US dollar amount is, but I know it's over 20 grand, I think at this point, into EMP, primarily in the ETH EMP farm, earning, e-shares. And then we do have exposure also in the e-share staking pool. We have purchased a node, a 1 giga node, and everything that we do, we're trying to do the right way, meaning the EMP way. So all of the EMP that we've purchased for nodes, for our LP, is all fresh EMP. I think we're up over 70,000 EMP that we've purchased so far into the contract. We're also have a DEX vault now that has EMP as a part of it. And then we decided, because of the market, I decided that I was going to dip my toe into the DOS contracts, and we got into Detonator and won the largest snipe for the day. And then I decided to do it again, and we won the snipe in Reactor. So now we are in both Reactor and Detonator, and we gained about $15,000 in deposit value from those 2 snipes alone. And so we will be working both of those on a 5-2 strategy, and just trying to do everything the right way, and bring it home for both the Speakeasy protocol and also support my home protocol of EMP.
Amazing.
So that's
amazing,
a brief overview.
No, man, that was a perfect update. And again, just let that sink in for a minute, everybody, and give him a round of applause. I know I joked. I wish I had a sound effect button. But I mean, 70,000 EMP, fresh EMP. I mean, that is what is, again, helping the ecosystem and providing a yield for Speakeasy. So it really is a win-win. And, one of the reasons why we are supporting this right out the gate, again, obviously, we know and trust Kirk and what he's done in the ecosystem already. But the fact that that is a direct support on EMP, is also extremely productive for both protocols. So awesome stuff, Kirk. And again, man, even no, you said maybe you were gonna get involved with the DOS and the reactor, but yeah, you couldn't resist. And again, man, that's it. People that are asleep on these contracts, they can really get substantial value by winning those sniper rewards. And again, you just proved it. So for sure.
Well, yeah, it made sense as I ran the numbers. And the thing that's great about what we're doing at Speakeasy with these NFTs, it's really, like I said, giving the protocol the opportunity to do some things that we wouldn't normally otherwise do. Because again, when people start depositing actual BNB into the contract that we have to pay on, that we have to be very careful with, and not that we're being risky, but one of the things that I was looking at and going into the DOS is obviously I'm locking up that money, and I'm going to be collecting it over a longer period of time, which in this protocol is fine. We're not going anywhere. For sure. But we are still locking up the money. But that money belongs to the protocol because, it came in through the sale of an NFT. So we can take a little bit more quote unquote risk by doing things like that. And it has paid off, with these 2 investments in the 2 DOS contracts. I couldn't be more excited about it. Again, it's an incredible value for the protocol. So, and then to tie this all up, I also wanted to do something else, for the EMP community to get them, of course, interested in Speakeasy, and potentially, move some of their own bag over there a little bit on something like this. And so I talked to AJ about the idea of doing one of our NFTs and making it be able to be purchased with the EMP token as a new use case for EMP instead of BNB. The Speakeasy project is all BNB, in, BNB out. There's no native token. And so AJ was supportive of that and understood what we were trying to do. And so what we are doing tonight is we are launching that at the end of this AMA. And that is going to allow, do you have those graphics by chance?
I do.
AJ?
Yeah, absolutely, Kirk.
Okay.
So the first one is up. The EMP Silver Membership Key Card, MKC Mint. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not looking at YouTube right now, so sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, so that is what you're looking at. There is the actual minting page that you will see when I post the link to it here. And what you're purchasing there is what we call an MKC, which is a membership key card NFT. What does it do? Well, if you hold this in your wallet and you come into Speakeasy, without any NFTs, when you come into Speakeasy, you can come in without owning any NFTs. And if you do, and you deposit BNB into the contract, it pays back at a daily APR rate of 0.25%. But it's compounded over a week, and you only have access to it once a week. It works kind of like Detonator, like I said, except think of Detonator on a weekly cycle instead of a daily cycle. It's very similar. But without any NFTs, without being a member of Speakeasy, it's 0.25 is the rate. When you own a membership key card, it does 2 things for you. One, it allows you to participate in other offers that we have within the protocol, but it also automatically doubles that rate from 0.25 to 0.5. So just by holding that membership NFT. So we've sold a bunch of these, and the price has been, the current price is 0.25 BNB, but we went back and did a little calculation and shaved a little off of that, and came up with 700 EMP, which is slightly less than 0.25 BNB. And AJ was generous enough to allow us to set that up so that you can pay and buy your membership NFT with EMP. So great use case now for EMP. And a lot of people that have been in the protocol for a long time probably have at least that much sitting around. And so it's a good use case if you are interested in getting into Speakeasy. And then it's also good to know that we're going to do the right things with it. We've got, today I bought a bunch of ETH in anticipation of this, and I'm waiting to pair that with this EMP. And once we know how much EMP we get, I'm also going to talk to AJ offline and make sure that I'm following the best strategy that he thinks we should with that. But I know some of it is going to be going in right back into the EMP ETH LP farm, so we can earn even more rewards to pay out our Speakeasy members. So the page you're looking at right now, like I said, it's a very easy interface. You'll go to this page. It's a simple button there. And if you then want to switch to the second one, AJ, it's basically just a three-step process. At the top, this is the center section of that page we were just looking at. You have to approve the contract just like you do in EMP. So the first button is going to say, after you connect your wallet, it's going to say approve 700 EMP, and you're going to pay that, whatever it is, 6 cents, 7 cents, whatever the BSC charges for that. And so that'll approve the contract, and then it will automatically update to number 2 button that says Mint EMP MKC. You'll just click that, and once again, it'll pop up in MetaMask, and you'll have to pay the gas fee for that. And then you approve that, and then it will go ahead and it will live mint you your EMP MKC. And when it's done, you'll see the bottom that says minting complete, and you are only allowed to mint one of these per wallet. So it will tell you that. So if for some reason you want to work multiple wallets on Speakeasy, which a lot of people are doing, you can do that, but you'll have to switch wallets and remint in the new wallet. And so then you'll be able to go to wherever you look at your, it's an immediate mint, so you should be able to go right away to wherever you look at your NFTs and see it there. So that's it. It's pretty simple.
Amazing. Yeah, and you addressed one question about having need for more than one membership. Again, you only need one membership, and then one of the cocktail NFTs. When those are those mints, you're not live on those. I know you've done some pre-sale, like giveaway special opportunities, but when is the actual mint and launch? Yep, go ahead.
So to not be confusing, because I know to some people that are hearing this all the first time. So again, I think we've pretty clearly explained what the membership NFT is and what it does. And remember when I said that one of the benefits of having it, besides the doubling of the rate, is it also allows you to do other things in the protocol. And a perfect example of that is what we're calling our cocktail NFTs, that you can participate and purchase one of those if you want. It's optional. The cocktail NFTs, there are 6 of them. Each one's a different cocktail, and each cocktail has another bonus rate on top of it, going from the lowest, which is the gin and tonic, which is another 0.25% daily, all the way up to the old fashioned, which is a full 1%. So those 6 cocktails are going to be minted. That starts on Monday. You have to hold a membership key card in order to participate. So that's a requirement. And then the price of a cocktail is 0.5 BNB. And so what will happen is a similar interface to what we were just showing. You would come up to the live mint page, and basically you put in your 0.5 BNB, and then it is a random mint live. So you will get one of those 6. You don't know which one you're going to get until you spin the wheel, basically. So it's a random mint. So you'll get one of those 6. So it's kind of a game there. and then that's how that works. You can mint 2 of those per wallet if you're interested. We have a lot of people that their strategy is going to be they're going to mint 2 and keep the highest one for themselves, and then hopefully be able to sell the second one on the secondary market, because these will be fairly rare after the mint is done. The mint only lasts 48 hours, and there's a maximum of 2,000, but like you've done in the past and with EMP, if we don't sell them all, the remaining will be burned. So 2,000 may be more than we sell. So there should be plenty of opportunity for everybody to get one. But if for some reason we don't sell them all, then they'll become even more rare at that point. And they'll never be available again, these particular cocktails with these particular rates. So that's going to drive, hopefully, some interest on the secondary market. When new people who don't even know about the protocol yet come in and go, oh, well, I want to try to get a bonus. Well, okay, go buy a cocktail on the secondary market.
Yep. Awesome. All right, no, that's great. And then I have one more follow-up question from our original AMA. Can you just go over really fast on how the base contract works in terms of, like, I know you'd mentioned it's similar to Detonator, only on a weekly schedule. Then, our rewards then, put back into the pool if you don't claim, and the max payout. I think there was also maybe like a 3x max, but then there's also a cap on, you can't put 5,000 BNB in the protocol, right? So yeah, go ahead.
Right. No, there's actually a max total per wallet of 20 BNB.
Okay.
But yes, so the way the contract works when you're actually in it working it is you put your initial deposit in, whatever that is, and that starts the clock. So I'll use Detonator since most people know that. So imagine instead of a 24-hour clock, it's a 168-hour clock that you're counting down. So that's a week. So at the point that we hit 168 hours, it is different from Detonator. It doesn't roll over and you lose, you lose that. You don't have to compound. So what happens is at the end of the 168 hours, the contract unlocks for you. And basically then you have your rewards that you have earned for that entire week available to you. And you have a choice. You can either cash out, is what we call it, and take those rewards back into your wallet if you want, or you can redeposit them. So you have that choice every week. And then at that point only, another difference is it's only at that point when the contract unlocks for you that if you want to add an additional deposit, that's when you can do it. When you lock it up again for the next week, you're done for the week. You can't deposit, you can't withdraw, you can't do anything. You're just done. So you'll come in once a week and do whatever it is you want to do, claim, compound, what have you. So it's definitely less touches, and is once a week there. The limits are the max per week you can withdraw is 2 BNB. And then the contract, as I mentioned, works like Detonator in the sense that anything you deposit or redeposit, which is like a compound, that all gets the full 3x potential on earning. So that part of it works similar to Detonator. So did I miss anything that you were asking about?
No, I think that was great, man. Perfect. So
okay,
we're excited.
A lot of people have been like, hey, well, I mean, it's different because there's not the time element that Detonator has, and there's no rollover. And again, just to be clear, when that unlocks, nothing is happening, meaning you're not earning at that point either. So you have to take an action. So everything stops. You can think about it as like individual week-long contracts with the protocol. So when the 7 days comes up and your funds unlock, the contract is waiting for you to make a choice. And while it's waiting, it's not doing anything for you. So if it unlocks and you are gone for the weekend and you come back on Monday, it'll still be sitting there available to you, but it will not earn anything during those days that you just left it sitting there, just to be clear.
For sure. All right. Awesome, man. Well, again, I think, and anybody that is still, not really sure on how this is going to work, please join their Telegram. They're super active in there, or listen to the previous AMA we did with Kirk on Monday. That really was a deep dive into all the ways these the ecosystem functions. So yeah, all right,
Absolutely.
yeah, awesome,
All
man.
right, man.
So yeah, and
Yeah.
again,
So
one more time with the mint, and it'll be live as soon as we get off.
yeah,
Correct? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. As soon as this AMA ends, I will post the link live in the chat, along with those same graphics that we just looked at. And I'll be around if anybody has any questions. And yeah, then it'll be live. You can go there and you can buy it right now tonight.
All right, there you go, everybody. So, all right, thanks, Kirk. Yeah, go ahead, LA.
In the will the unlocks become or be staggered depending on individual accounts?
Yes. So everybody has, yes. So it'll be kind of like, so let's say it's Monday, or excuse me, it's Saturday. March 4th is our launch date, by the way. So let's say you come in that right when we first launch on a Saturday. So that means your unlock will be the following Saturday, the 11th, right? So if you're right on top of it and you come in when it unlocks and make a decision, then it'll be another 7 days. So it'll be Saturday the 18th. But then if you are somewhere and you miss it and you don't do it till Sunday, then it'll be Sunday to Sunday. And then, so each wallet is its own timer. So if you have multiple wallets or two people are doing it on a different schedule, yes, everybody's will start to, diverge from one another depending on when they come in and, if they forget it for an evening or whatever.
Awesome. Thanks.
Perfect.
Sure.
All right, and there was one more, Kirk, from Vino. Vino Mystic. He said, Kirk, will Speakeasy take some EMP from nodes, etc., and start an investment into Splinterlands potentially, or utilize any other revenue streams for Speakeasy?
Okay, great question. The one thing we've been waiting to finalize our EMP token strategy until after this mint, because we don't know how much EMP we're going to be sitting on that isn't EMP. That's because I want to be very careful with EMP that's not fresh EMP that we're buying ourselves. So we're looking at, and that's one of the conversations I'll have with AJ offline once this. Oh, by the way, in case I didn't say it, this mint is 24 hours. So 24 hours from the time I post it to tomorrow at the same time. But once that period is done, then I'll see how much EMP we have and talk with AJ and make sure that he's on board with whatever strategy. We're going to use like I said earlier, the majority of it I think is going to just get paired with ETH and put into the farms. But up EMP is a possibility for some of it. Sure, Splinterlands could be a potential. I'm going to look to AJ to make some suggestions there.
Sure.
But those are really not off the table, for sure.
All right, awesome. Well, and again, to reiterate, I mean, the beautiful part of having the membership drive in EMP is giving a Speakeasy essentially a way to mine or go into the farms and other parts of the protocol for essentially half price. And by doing that, Kirk has made the commitment of being a good actor and not, dumping those LPs and instead creating the revenue through eShare, which is, again, what we have always recommended for everybody in terms of generating not only the most yield, but also what is healthy for the protocol. So, and yeah, we will be a consultant and work one-on-one with Kirk on not only the best strategies, but also for, the diversifying into what is most healthy for the protocol as well. So, all right. Awesome,
if I could, one other thing really quick, please. AJ. I just wanted to be clear because one of the things that I fully believe in is transparency. And if you get involved with the project and you come over to our Telegram, you'll see, and I've even been doing it with the VIP group here. I put up screenshots showing exactly what we're doing, exactly how we're investing this money. And I just wanted to be clear. You'll see if you come into the protocol, we have probably the biggest disclaimer I've ever seen on a website like this. But it's because I take this seriously and because I've seen what goes on. And I want to be clear that obviously, just like any other DeFi project, don't invest in this thing just because you know me or like me. If you can't afford to lose the money that you're putting in, please be aware of that. This project is not going to rug, I can guarantee you that, but it's a DeFi project like any other. And along those lines, I wanted to be clear that AJ and EMP has been very supportive, but this is not a partnership, and they have not looked at our code. They haven't done any of that. So I just wanted to be clear and upfront about that this is its own separate project. We would be doing this, I believe in EMP, and we would be doing this whether or not I had AJ's blessing. I do have AJ's blessing, but it's not a partnership. So I just wanted to be clear about that. Because I don't, if you have a question or an issue with the platform, you talk to me. EMP is just being gracious in allowing us to come and talk to the EMP community. So I just wanted to make sure to put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely, Kirk. And again, man, I think that's really important. We always recommend, the education side, first and foremost. And yeah, I mean, it is a game, Frosty Flakes, or Frost Flakes had a great runway, but you guys have built even more innovation on top of it. So I think that is very bullish. But again, this is DeFi. There are risks. And one last thing I wanted to say too, and again, this is not financial advice. This is not a call to action. But it would be really cool maybe if some of the people in the EMP community, obviously they can afford it, actually go into this mint by buying EMP for the 700. Obviously, you don't have to. If you have EMP, it's a great utility for that EMP. But if the community rallies, that could help peg a little bit in the short term until we get to what I'm going to announce next. So, all right, awesome. I think that was it. Anything else that you saw, LA or Kirk? Go ahead.
I don't see any more questions on that.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you again, Kirk. And yep, we'll be posting those links on all of our socials as soon as this AMA is over. So, all right, let me pull up my notes for today, and then we will go over some other updates as well. All right, so Level X VDCs went live today, and we've seen the Level X chart really starting to look good again. Again, there was some coordinated FUD. We talked about it at length in the AMA on Monday, but now I think people are realizing, that intentions are pure. A lot of those panic sellers are now gone, and we've seen the Level X token recover nicely, as well as again continuing some amazing burns. And so the VDCs went live today. That's Inter Virtual Deposit Contract. There are two separate versions. One is more aggressive than the other, and we'll be doing a full video release on these as well if you're not familiar on how to get involved. But again, I just wanted to make sure we brought that up today. And we're also going to be implementing some compounding features as well. So those of you that have been earning rewards through Level X, there'll also be some compounding that you can implement again to go back into farms to be able to earn even more. So LA, was there anything else you want to add about the VDCs? I know they did a big coordinated push today in terms of marketing. So yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure if you just mentioned it, but one really cool part is that now there. Did you say about the compound button?
Oh, sorry, that was muted. Yep, I did, but go ahead, reiterate for sure, please.
So they have a compound button that you can press now, and it divides up your rewards, and it puts them into different areas. So, for example, your EMP will go into the EMP farm, and your escrow will go into the escrow farm, and so it's really good for us because it helps to discourage people from selling their EMP, and it puts it to work for them. And for the individual investor, it's really beneficial as well because it has every bit of their rewards going to work for them and generating more yield. So I think that's really bullish.
Yep, could not agree more. And so, and again, this is all, it hasn't even been just over a week from launch. So we're going to continue to roll out use cases. Obviously, the detonator as a service is coming. We're still busy in the background updating some code on detonator. This will be detonator v3. And really, again, even more sustainable. The code is done. We're just testing everything again to make sure that it's safe and that there are no, errors in the logic. But yeah, that should be here soon. And again, the Level X detonator as a service is the first in line with about 5 more to follow behind it. So the plan is one a week after that. And again, that should also help, with supporting Peg through the fees and the licensing of those contracts. So lots in the works with that as well. So all right, anything else, LA, before we move on?
Nope.
All right, awesome. All right, so one more thing about the eShare migration. So again, we have a form that those that missed the original migration. We have a form that is now live. We've had people have been submitting to get credit. Just remember, you are going to be subject to a 25% tax because you missed that window. So we did everything we could to educate everyone. We left the window open for more than 10 days, even extra time after we had said we were closing it. But unfortunately, with the migration, you can't leave that window open forever. And now that it is closed, there's substantial work in the background migrating those tokens manually. And again, we have to do, the on-chain analysis to make sure people aren't buying that token and then trying to migrate it, at a much lower price. So it is a lot more complicated than it sounds. But yeah, I mean, once the liquidity was drained, any other buying of eShare after that is not eligible. So we said from the very moment that happened, do not buy eShare version 1. Everything is now version 2. And again, we if you're trading eShare V1, has nothing to do with EMP anymore. So all the liquidity is now on eShare version 2. And once we get through all the last minute stragglers of the eShare V1 migration, we'll use whatever's left over to add even further liquidity to V2 as well. So go ahead, Ella. You want to elaborate? I know, again, some confusion and people still asking questions, but
I think you got it, honestly. So there are pinned posts. You might have to click up 2 or 3 to get the one about the eShare migration, but just read the instructions on the form that we posted. It's really simple. You're going to send in your V1 to the Treasury wallet address that we posted there. We will go over them over the next 7 days and just to double check that the eShare wasn't purchased after we drained the liquidity. And then we will send you your V2 eShare minus the 25% tax. And that's it, basically.
perfect. Yep, and we're working through it now. Again, those should start going out within the next few days. We don't have a ton of submissions, which is also, very bullish, meaning we did our job in educating everybody. Honestly, it'll be over and done with completely, and everybody will forget the migration ever happened. Um, but it's also bullish for eShare. I mean, we don't have the final numbers yet, but it definitely made an indent, an impact on, the max supply of eShare, their current max supply. So, that makes all the eShare you all have a little bit more valuable because some of the contracts and wallets and whatnot that don't migrate, whether they were compromised, or people forgot about them, or, whatever else it might be, that's potentially less e-share in circulation. So, again, in V2. So that's again another added bonus to the process. So, all right, awesome. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up with the updates. We have a ton of development updates. I teased a lot of these a little more in depth on the AMA on Monday. I know we had discussed migrating the node emissions to up EMP. So we have gotten some feedback on that. I know a lot of people still would love to be able to compound into nodes and buy more nodes without getting hit with that tax. And that is something that we should be able to do because, again, as long as you're being a good actor and either getting more nodes or going back into the protocol, that is something we don't want to penalize. So that is something we're looking into. Again, we'll have a full white paper or light paper rather, because it's really not that complicated. Once we're finalized how it's all going to work. But the overall gist is that you're able to claim out of nodes. That is then claimed as up EMP rather than just EMP itself. And then you're able to either sell that EMP immediately, which will take an 8% tax, or you can hold it and hopefully outweigh that 8% tax. Um, and then again, it takes that sell pressure, immediate sell pressure off of EMP. And a lot of people are already running the numbers and saying that, man, I'm really getting penalized, and up EMP isn't going up that fast. Well, that is not including any of the volume that we can see. I mean, we can see 10,000 EMP a day running through up EMP just from nodes. So that would be massive in terms of the price appreciation of EMP. So, the tax, again, on the surface, it only hurts those that are dumping EMP directly, which is what we need to curb to begin with. So, we feel this is a really good solution. And we may again have an option for those that want to create LP out of that EMP as well. So unfortunately, it may have to be locked, whether we do a locked farm or make it go right into detonator. But we are looking at other options, for people to avoid the tax, as long as they're doing, something that benefits the ecosystem. So, Ella, you want to again just elaborate on some of that? Oh, maybe not. All right. Well, yeah.
So,
Oh, there she is. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry, I put you on the spot again.
sorry, I'll be back in just one sec.
All right. Yep. No worries. So again, if there's any questions on that, please feel free to comment, and we will address it until Ella gets back. She's been boots on the ground in the chat, but overall, it's been pretty supportive. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of FUD. I think people understand the benefits of doing this, and it's a great short-term help with PEG until we get Fusion live. So all hands are on deck right now. Again, our contract dev team and Jake are working around the clock to bring not only Fusion to life, but also these other implementations. Detonator V3, that will be probably rolling out first. And then shortly after that will be the up EMP and node fix. And then we have a third thing that is really revolutionary, and it's something we've been working on with Dex Finance in terms of utilizing a PEG recovery ETF. Again, a lot of you are already familiar with their ETFs, and this is going to be massive. So I'll do a whole AMA dedicated to what we have planned because it is a little bit more in depth than I can get into now. But that is also an amazing way to help support Peg until Fusion is live. So again, we have to kind of go down the priority list. And so with Peg continuing to go down, we're moving some priorities around, and again trying to really help where we can until Fusion is live. So LA, are you back? You wanna
I am,
elaborate?
yeah,
All right,
sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, I don't know if you want to elaborate
Um,
on any of that. Go ahead.
yeah, we've been building a lot of these little pieces and like you just said, kind of shifting some priorities to make sure to put some things in place to take care of sustaining and building Peg while Fusion's being built by the dev team in the background, which they're making good progress towards. We've had some really bullish calls this week and last week, and some that we've been really excited about. Like I had a really exciting call with a marketing team yesterday that I was telling AJ about.
For
But
sure.
we've had some great calls with Dex Finance and stuff that we're setting up these ETFs, and we're making some tweaks that I think are going to have a big impact. So you're going to start seeing us roll some of that out, and we're going to keep everyone updated with all the details as we begin to prepare to do so.
Yep, 100%. Great. Again, thanks, LA. Give me a minute to catch my breath. So, yeah, everything LA said, again, I wish, all of you could be the fly on the wall to a lot of this. I think if you were, your confidence in EMP would be even that much more. Again, the market is starting to rally a little bit as well. Bitcoin, up about 10% over the last 42 hours. So, I'm not going to say the bottom is in, but I think that we may be seeing a really good future for the next year in terms of growth leading up to the halvening. So all that being said, it does put us in a good position. The treasury is still very healthy. We're yielding based on price appreciating assets, and again, it's only a matter of time before the peg recovers. And again, it's very psychological. So once that happens, I think we see everybody's faith being restored, and then we move up back towards our one-to-one peg in a very methodical way instead of just shooting up and then getting all exit liquidity, and then we're right back where we started. So again, we're not out of the woods yet, but things are still looking really healthy. Liquidity is still very strong, which is another good sign. And again, with the detonator style contract upgrades, I think that is even more bullish as well. And again, a little more alpha. We also had a meeting with the Level X team, not only about launching the detonator as a service, but shortly after that, we also may be integrating an NFT that is an auto compounder, just like the detonator defenders and sentinel squadrons for not only level X but cultivator as well. So a lot of things coming. Again, like LA said, we just have to really move some things in terms of priority, and that doesn't mean that we're not developing certain aspects, but we have all hands on deck for the short term help until we can build out the final form of fusion. So, all right, I think that was it. Anybody have a question or comment or anything else they want to have discussed?
Joe, you're around. Is there anything you want to pipe in?
We're putting him on the spot. We're good at that, LA. Yeah.
It's always good to hear his voice. Oh, look who's raising
Man,
his hand.
you guys did put me on the spot. Here I am listening on the background, doing a little typing. But no, all is good. That's really cool what Kurt's doing. I mean, the fact that he took the initiative to put all that together and to support the EMP protocol, buying fresh EMP and winning the detonator and reactor and going for it. That's so cool. I mean, I'm so excited for sniping. So I'm really, really happy for him that he got both of those. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And you guys, LA and AJ, you guys are always working hard. And I know Jake's working in the background around the clock. I know it seems like things are going slow, but sometimes it takes a little time to put a good thing together. And we do have an awesome thing here, and I am excited for all the upgrades coming and Fusion. And yeah, the market's looking pretty good. I know we had a little dip there, but yeah, things are looking good in crypto and all the FUD out there. I mean, my gosh, if you just watch the news, you probably wouldn't even want to buy crypto. But I think most of us here have been here long enough to know what's going on and to ignore the noise and just build in the bear market so that when it does recover, no one knows when it will. If you wait for it, it's going to be too late. So this is the time to do it, right, AJ? So
Absolutely,
build
Joe.
now and you'll be ready when it returns because you won't know when it returns. Once you know it returns, it's too late. You'll miss it. So
Yep, that
accumulate
train.
now.
The train already left the station, right,
Yep.
Joe? Yeah, so absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And again, I mean, all we're here, I know all the OGs and admins. I mean, we've had some great discussions in all of our socials about, not only the future of EMP, but the future of crypto. And again, the idea is that we get all of this implemented, in the next few weeks, to where when we finally see the floodgates open, EMP is at the top of the list in terms of protocols in DeFi that are not only trusted but have the track record, and that people can feel safe with. So again, the number one thing that all crypto projects need is that new volume, and I think that we are going to see that after we have made a little bit of those adjustments in terms of sustainability and continue to move in the right direction. So. And Aaron is here. Aaron, what's up, brother? Long time no talk. You wanna chime in? Go ahead, bro.
Hey, what's up, AJ?
How are you, man? Great to hear from you, brother.
Yeah, you like my new name? For the upcoming Fusion, I thought I'd change it from Elon to Chad.
I love it.
Fusion.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Hey, man. So I got a quick question for you, and it may be like a totally dumb question, because I don't know much about. I mean, I got tons of them, right, of NFTs, but that doesn't mean like I'm Mister like I don't actually know how they work as far as like on the back end or whatever you want to call it.
For sure.
But would there like in the future with our Sentinel NFTs, would there be a way um to like upgrade our EMP NFTs in the future? Like, you know how they do it with Magic Cats and like on Spooky Swap, and like you can boost your NFTs with a little bit extra Boo tokens. Is that like just way too much work, or would that be something that would be worth even like looking at?
Yeah, bro. No, I love where your head's at. So, absolutely. The short answer is yes. I mean, that is definitely something that we have been looking into. It was part of the original plan with these NFTs is that, eventually they become burnable, which again, just to give you a specific example, say you had 10 Sentinel NFTs, you would burn all of them which would decrease the circulating supply of those, and then you would get, a mega sentinel or, a way to upgrade that sentinel because you've combined, and then that would even give you a little bit more of a boost on the APR because you have essentially combined them into one. So yeah, that is definitely something that is possible. In terms of priority, that will be something that happens, after fusion. And even with fusion, again, not to give away too much alpha, but there are mechanisms in EMP fusion that do exactly what you're saying. Again, we're gonna start giving out, little Easter eggs along the way leading up to fusion. And as we said all along, the idea with fusion is, we start getting rid of the human error. We start migrating to have the emissions of eShare and EMP controlled by the protocol. And with that, that will again, have NFT encapsulations that not only provide like a boost in yield, but also may be combinable as well. So, man, again, I love the community because none of you even know, what we're doing other than the team. But all of you have said, little things that we have implemented into the infrastructure of Fusion, which to me is even more bullish because we're all on the same page, without ever having to even speak to each other. And to me, that shows that we're moving in the right direction on what everybody wants to see at EMP. Because again, EMP is a community project. I mean, if you own EMP and you own eShare, you own part of the protocol. And by having that set up that way, we want to do what the community wants. I mean, obviously we try to guide in the right direction, but a lot of you are already on the same wavelength in what we're doing. So yeah, Aaron, does that help answer, bro?
Hell yeah, cool. And then what do you guys think about like maybe like a Vegas meetup? Maybe probably closer like when when we start pulling out of this, right? Like
Yeah, as a bear. Yeah, 100%, bro.
yeah,
Funny again, you mentioned that.
yeah.
We've been in discussions with Chris Farrell and his entire team and LA as well on some in-person meetups. I know we definitely have. Not only are we gonna try to really get on the circuit in terms of crypto conferences, but also stand alone EMP meetups as well. So we don't have anything in date. I mean, as far as a date or set in stone, but that is something we've been talking about. In LA, I know you have a bunch of connections with Waffles Kitty and other Andrew, again Andrew from Chris Farrell's team. A lot of them have experience doing in-person events. But yeah, anything you want to add to that, LA?
Just that we're super excited, and I'd love to meet all of you guys. That would be badass.
Yep, 100%. Well, and again, I mean,
Yeah,
unfortunately, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
maybe in sunny Miami.
I love it, man. Yep,
You
that would
know?
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, yeah, right down the street, and Miami is turning into a crypto hotspot, so that
Yeah,
could definitely be it. And what I was gonna say,
Aaron, you're
yeah,
gonna do a DJ set, right? You're gonna have a DJ
you
do
better.
Yeah,
Detonator.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
So awesome, man.
Right on, guys. Good to hear from you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Aaron, you got it, brother. Thanks again, bro. I appreciate your
Uh,
continued support, bro. So, all right, there you go. One of our OGs, Aaron, our resident DJ, coming through. So, and yeah, what I was gonna say was, unfortunately, I don't think Splinterlands will be doing a Splinterfest this year, but next year they will. So we may have to do a break as far as again them. I know a lot of you met LA and learned a lot about EMP at Splinterfest, but that again is postponed as far as I know. And then so we'll have to come up with a version of our own for the EMP community, even if it's just a meetup at one of these conferences this year. I know with the bull coming back, we may see a lot more interest in the in-person events as well. So. All right, I think that was it then.
we
LA,
have
you go ahead.
there's a few requests in the comments to go over the nodes to up EMP again and explain that a little bit more in depth.
Yep, absolutely. So again, we'll put a full light paper out on this, but the idea is that we're not going to be migrating all. I think last I looked, there's like 10 million EMP in nodes. We wouldn't move all that into up EMP directly because that would be too much volume too soon, and it would make up EMP just go bananas in terms of price appreciation. So the idea is that we leave nodes functioning how they are, but when you claim your node, rather than getting EMP directly, you get up EMP. And so with that, if you sell your up EMP, there is a 8% sales tax on that. However, that tax goes to feed the appreciation of up EMP. Again, the economics are very, very unique, where up EMP can literally not depreciate or go down in value. It can only go up in value, even if somebody sells it, because there's more backing of that token based on the overall balance. So again, it's not a tax in respect that the treasury will receive it or it gets burned. The tax is what actually funnels the price appreciation of up EMP. So the only thing that this will hurt is people that want either the liquid EMP to go into other parts of the protocol or people that just want to dump EMP um, from their nodes, which is literally the worst thing that you could do, not only for the protocol, but also for yourself, because there's many other ways to earn more utilizing that EMP than selling it. So that is the whole goal. And then we will also have another button that says compound that would allow you to compound back into nodes without that tax. So those that still want to build their node position can and avoid going into up EMP. And a third option would again some way to incentivize people to use that EMP to create more LP or go into the farms and then go into the detonator. That is a little bit more complicated because the LP would have to be locked. Because if we gave somebody the option just to create LP, they could unpair the LP and sell that EMP anyway, which defeats the purpose. So there are a lot of variables that we have to take into consideration, but we're pretty confident that we can come up with something that's fair to everybody and extremely helpful to the ecosystem. And worst case scenario, you claim into up EMP, you're hit with that tax, but I mean, it could be a matter of days, if not weeks, for that tax to be, null and void because of how fast the appreciation happens. So, LA, does that go over a lot of it? I know we had a bunch of questions, but I think I answered. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, for sure. Just to reemphasize what you just said, um, it's not to just blankly think of it as a tax, just an 8% tax when claiming, because that tax goes to feed the price appreciation of the token, and also on top of that, because every day there's so much volume now going into up EMP, there's going to be a lot of price appreciation, which means that you potentially have the ability to actually earn more than you would have had it not become up EMP, because you have the potential to make up for that 8% rather quickly because of all the volume going into the contract. And so it, it's not suggested to worry about that 8% because it's actually to your benefit, because of it's going to help the price appreciation of the token. It's not a tax that just goes to the treasury and sits there. It helps everyone involved, basically.
Yeah,
Just
no,
to reemphasize.
100%. No, great. Again, clarification, LA. And again, I know that it sounds a little bit complicated on the surface. Just like everything at EMP, it takes you a minute to fully understand. But once this is implemented, I think a lot of people will really say, "Oh my God, this is awesome," because again, that up EMP that thrives on volume, and we are literally putting gasoline on the fire in terms of volume by making people claim into up EMP. And those that are good actors and know the ecosystem, you like Ellis said, you potentially make way more doing it this way than anything. What it's meant to do is, penalize those that are just claiming from nodes every day and dumping their EMP. And that is everybody's prerogative. You know, we would never gatekeep, something that we have put in place. But again, an 8% fee on that is just the cost of doing business now for those that want to dump, and that only helps those that don't and want to be in up EMP and help the price appreciation of that token. So, all right, yeah, great questions. I'm glad that we went over that in depth. And again, I mean, we'll do it again. I'll do probably 2 or 3 more AMAs about all this before it's live. But who knows? I mean, the devs are working hard. You know, we may see it live
Mm-hmm.
early next week. I mean, who knows? Again, I'm not prepared to give a timeline, but it is the #1 priority
Mm-hmm.
right now. So absolutely.
So it is 8 p.m., which means that I'm going to press enter on my posts with the link to the Speakeasy sale
Perfect. There it is,
for,
everybody.
for the Emperors. I wanted to do it while we were still live so that the link could go into the live chat of the YouTube.
Yep, there it is. LA has posted it. That is, don't get scammed. Don't answer DMs. Make sure you follow that link. And again, this is not a call to action or a call to invest, but it would be really cool if that 700 EMP to get that membership, if you were to buy it off the market, that would be again helpful for Peg. But if you have EMP and you can't afford, to buy some more, then by all means, the idea is that it's another use case for EMP. All right, awesome. I think that was it. Anything else, LA?
No, I think we got it.
All right, everybody. Well, again, thanks for being with me. I am a bit tired today, so a little bit of, my voice needs a rest again. But I appreciate you all showing up. And yeah, we have a lot coming. Again, like I said in the beginning, if you only knew half, not even half, 1/10 of what we're doing, I think sentiment would be, ultra bullish on EMP.
Seriously.
No doubt. You know LA, right? I wish we could tell them, but in due time.
The amount of team calls we have had in the last week is astronomical. You guys will be very excited.
Totally. And we are doing some more follow-up AMAs with both Level X and Alpha Shares celebrates their 1-year anniversary this weekend. We have a call, or we'll be on their Twitter space, and I'll be on a podcast next week talking about my journey and EMP. So we're still promoting, our butts off as well as building in the background. So every little bit helps. Again, all of you that can continue to spread the word, that we all put in the brick to help. So, all right, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks again, everybody. LA, any final words? Go ahead.
Yeah, so we have two AMAs tomorrow. I'll be posting the schedule in the morning for everyone.
Perfect. All right. Well, hopefully some of you can join us over there and give us some more support. And we'll be back on Monday for another AMA. Again, our new schedule is Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. But if there is a major update, or if we're able to go live sooner with the nodes or this ETF idea, then we'll be doing special AMAs as well throughout the week. So, all right. Thanks again, everybody. Good night. Good day. We'll see you on Monday.